This is Kenny Clark, and this is Lombardi's Bar.
This is one of my favorite podcasts to do.
I'm just, blessed and thankful to be a part of this podcast. It's a great podcast, a great interview.
Maybe I know that you guys, obviously being the best Packers podcast that's out there.
I had Malort this weekend, so I'm not tasting anything.
Oh, good.
He did.
God.
He did. That was fantastic.
Because it said, "Did you ever try Malort?" And I said, "No." And then it said, "Do you want to take a shot of Malort?" I said, "No," but I did.
Wait, who said
It's called peer pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to get in a high honors English class once, and they called my parents and were like, "Hey, just tell him he can't do it."
It shows. It really shows.
I hate you guys so much.
I'm going to throw these two guys into the screen so that if I die, they can carry on the legacy of crap that is this show. Well, hello, Green Bay Packer fans. Welcome into another edition of Lombardi's Bar here on the Game On Wisconsin YouTube channel. If you have not done so already, please take this time. I know I say it every week, but I'd like to kick it off this week. Go over to the YouTube channel if you're not watching over there. Like, subscribe, rate, review. Share the show with all of your friends. Let them know that you're watching Lombardi's Bar. Push this out. We want to make this the biggest Packer podcast in the entire world. You hear that, Andy Herman? We're coming for you. We're coming for the crown, Andy. Packers, another loss this week on Sunday. Not unexpected, but I think a couple of wrinkles now being thrown into the rest of the Packers season after what transpired Sunday night. Just like the Packers, we're apparently playing injured here at Lombardi's Bar because I only have Todd Varney here with me right now. Todd,
What up?
welcome in. I haven't checked my messages yet. I see my phone blowing up out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah, so you only get half of me right now because the other half of me is...
Are you trying to trouble IT?
No, I'm trolling Jimmy as he's trying to fix his shit and get it working. Naturally, I'm just berating him and trying to figure out why he couldn't have just told us earlier in the day that he didn't want to do the show instead of waiting till the last minute to make up some bullshit IT issues that he's having. So I'm focused there, but I'm partially here. It's definitely slowing him down. If he does join us, he's going to be in a shit mood because he's pissed at me.
I was like, I told you off air, I don't understand how a man who does as much recording, audio and visual recording, as Jimmy does, and has this amount of technical issues all the time. It's all the time.
My favorite. So I will say on Monday when we did On Brand and Off Topic, it worked right away for him. But as he was trying to figure it out tonight, and he was like, "This is the first time that it hasn't worked in like 3 weeks." Jimmy hasn't done a show in like 3 weeks aside from Monday. So like he wasn't on here last week. He missed 2 O-Bots in a row. Like, Jimmy, come on. Which is why I think, here's the other thing. So the other day he was texting me. I was like, "Hey, dude, give me a call." He said, "I'm not feeling well. I'm going to lay down. I'll call you in an hour." I said, "Great." So he called me, and as I answer the phone, he's and I was like, "I'm not your boss. You're not calling in sick. You don't have to cough as I'm answering the phone to like prove to me that you're sick. I don't give a shit one way or the other. I'm sure you're fine." Knowing Jimmy, he's always got something. He went to his MMA gym last week, so every time he goes there, he ends up with some sort of a disease of.
Well, he goes to an MMA gym that is riddled with just they basically fight on gigantic petri dishes, and then with 2 young children, those things are like Reese's monkeys, man. Like they carry, they're patient zero for every disease out there right now.
Yeah, I can pretty much like The 2 times I've gotten COVID, that was from Vegas and Florida. So I won't put those on kids. But every other time that I've been sick in my adult life, I can tie it back to like, oh, within the 48 hours prior to me getting sick, I was around a toddler.
Right.
Which is crazy because they'll be fine. Like they might have a little sniffle. Other than that, they're fine. Like little kid immune systems are incredible because it hits my old ass and it's just like, you better call an ambulance and just put it on standby. That's all I have to say.
Real quick, let's go around and say hey to everybody. Corey, welcome in. Emma, good to see you. Jacob, I know why you're saying that, and that's all I have to say to you.
Why?
Pickett,
What's that all about?
See you on Sunday, my friend. Labo, I think he's
talking to me.
A dad, but it's not me, Dad. Yes, Jimmy, we see you down there, but you're in timeout. Oh, he says no. Jimmy says no, don't. You say no more waiting.
I think he was saying, guys, I'm here. Put me in.
I'm here. Put me in.
Fuck off, you guys. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. How you doing, bud?
Jesus Christ.
I knew eventually if
Katie,
I pelted you enough, you would show up.
Oh my gosh. That was frustrating.
Podcast. Hello.
I found out because you figured it out. What was it? Tell me.
I'm not going to tell you because it's just going to turn to making fun of me.
What do you think has been happening in the last 6 minutes, 45 seconds?
I forgot to plug in a certain part that plugged into my computer.
Hey, Dan, real quick.
So,
do you remember when I said, is it plugged in? Jimmy, did you plug it in?
I did plug it in. I plugged one of the 3 parts in.
Like an angsty teenager. Yes, I did. Dad.
Yeah, because I got
told me that Jimmy has had problems putting it in, which is why I have to impress him.
Tie me when he knows I'm trying to figure something out, and he's just gonna be a fucking smartass about it. It was one cord that was behind my desk that I didn't see. I plugged in the cords I saw. I don't have time for this. Let's get to football.
This might not be the best time to tell you this. Your internet connection is super on point tonight, too.
It's absolute butt. Completely. Holy fuck.
Jimmy, we do
now
a show.
I can't tell if
on
he's
Wednesday
frozen
night
or he's
at
upset.
7:00. Just a heads up. We're going to do next week. We have a show Wednesday at 7 as well.
In fact, for the next several weeks, just pencil that in on Wednesday night.
No, I'm going to fucking jump in front of a bus. You don't have to worry about me. God damn it. Can you hear me?
It's fun when I'm not the one getting shit on. We can hear you. Oh, we can hear you fine.
Yeah.
Can he not hear us? Jimmy, can you hear us?
I can hear you. I just don't know when I'm fucking cutting in and out.
God, oh no, your audio hasn't been cutting in and out. It's your
holy fuck.
I'm still freezing on your end. I'm not freezing on my end. I fucking hear and see you guys fine.
Yeah, you're good now. God. Hold on, I gotta block.
What is it? What is this cup of water?
Mom, leave Jimmy alone. Do not encourage this behavior.
Love you too, Rhonda.
Hey.
Are we good to go? We good to go?
We've been good to go for
we're live, Jimmy. I don't know if you.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Dad's taking over here. Sunday night, gang. Packers, Eagles. I feel like this game, like I said in the open, the result was not unexpected, but I think a lot of everything that transpired in the game was a little bit of a curveball in terms of how the team played overall, coming back from 2 touchdowns like they did, those interceptions, Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers, obviously. How did you feel after that game? Because I came into that game expecting a loss and expecting to get blown out. And then we have that game where they almost actually have a chance to tie the game or win it. And I wasn't sure how to feel about that. I felt actually kind of good. How did you feel after Sunday?
Yeah, I was kind of in the same boat. I mean, I wasn't expecting a win. And then when we got down 13-0, I was like, oh, this is going to be awful. And then all of a sudden, like, it felt like in the blink of an eye, we were up 14-13. I was like, might make this a ball game. And so even though they ended up losing, the fact that they were in it and made it exciting, like, that's the most life we've seen out of this offense all year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I expected the game go like the 13-0 after like 6 minutes. Like, that's what I expected the whole game to be. Jalen Hurts turns into Colin Kaepernick, which he still did. But I didn't think this was going to be any way, shape, or form a close competitive game. So I was pleasantly surprised. But I don't know. Even when we were up 14-13, I still did not think we were going to win the game. It just, the Eagles are better than us in pretty much every way of the game. So it was nice to make it competitive, at least make sitting through the game more enjoyable.
Yeah. I will say that I was actually kind of a little disappointed that the game became so close as it did, because I went into the night thinking, perfect. This game is going to be over by halftime. I can move it from my main TV to my laptop, and then I can continue playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla on the big TV while I watch the end of the game. And then they kept it close the entire time. And then Jordan Love came in, and I'm like, well, now I'm committed. Now I'm committed to the whole game, and I have to be here for this whole thing. And yeah, well, I was just kind of taken aback that my plans had changed so drastically. I wasn't sure how to feel about it. How do we feel before we get into the rest of this? Because I don't know if it's going to come up specifically in our buy around pay the tab. So I want to talk about it right now. How are we feeling about the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love situation, the quarterback situation with the Packers right now? Do you sit him with these injuries?
Yes.
Do you Jimmy, you say yes, completely.
Yeah, 100%. There's no reason to have him in there.
Even if he's fine enough to play, and is not, you say regardless.
But it's not even like he's Rodgers, as much crap as we give him, is very tough. Like he'll play through multiple injuries, as he's planning to do on Sunday, up to where there's no reason for you to be out there. We're not making the playoffs. If he wants to come back next season, why not just take this time to just get your body healthy, do some ayahuasca, do I'm not going to swear because Grandma Jones in here, do whatever you need to do to get ready for next season.
Fucking appreciates that, by the way.
Yeah. Do whatever the fuck you need to do to get ready for next season. Relax, coach up Jordan Love. Like, there's zero reason for him to be in there. So, and we need to decide if we're going to pick up a 5th-year option, because if we decide to push that off till next year, let's say Rodgers retires, Jordan Love's our guy, then we're going to have to franchise tag him his 5th year, which is going to be more expensive. So, like, the smart move is to just bench Aaron Rodgers. There's no reason to play him. We suck.
Well, I don't think you don't have to franchise tag him, do you?
At that point, we won't have his he'll be a free
If they
agent
don't
after
pick up
year
the
4.
5th-year option, they would have to, if they want to keep him around.
Couldn't you just sign him to a contract?
Well, sure. If you want to commit to him, for multiple years without seeing anything, I think is what Jimmy's getting at.
Thanks,
I do want to touch back on that comment there from Kelsey. The fake moon, is this a conspiracy? Does the moon not exist? Because I'm big on doing research.
The moon is a superstructure. It's not an actual moon. It's a superstructure. Did you not see a critically acclaimed movie Moonfall?
I did not, but I'm gonna watch that later.
No, I was watching.
It's a god awful movie, but it's so fun.
I think I must have been busy watching studies on how jet fuel can't melt steel,
or IDs that they find on the ground.
Yeah, or how jet airplanes just randomly disintegrate when they hit a building.
Yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah, or when they take footage away from gas stations across the street from the Pentagon for no reason.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Katie, which presser are you talking about? Are you talking about the presser today? Are you talking about like his presser at the QAnon rally, or
There actually was no presser today. It was just a figment of our imaginations that they superimposed on us.
Okay, but since we're doing this, did you guys watch Loose Change?
what
Which
the
one
fuck
was
is that?
No, the whole 9/11 conspiracy
Yeah,
movie,
yeah, yeah,
Loose
yeah.
Change.
Fuck no, I didn't.
You should. You learned
Get-
something, Dan.
Get woke, Dan.
Open up that
Fucking
fucking
loser.
closed mind of yours. Maybe you should have
Yeah.
been watching that on January 6th instead of hanging out with all your pals.
Yeah, you never answered where you were.
The show is taking such a fucking turn.
We got to get it all out before we do our next show. All the dumb stuff
The
that has to come out right now.
The professionals thing. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody be sure to tune into Pack a Day.
Oh man.
Anyways, Aaron Rodgers, where do you stand, Todd?
Sure.
Play, bench. What do you think?
If he passes the medical, then you put him out there and play him. He wants to play. He gives you, I still believe, anytime Aaron Rodgers is on the field, he gives you a better chance to win than 99% of the quarterbacks that have ever played the game. If he's healthy, and our medical staff, I mean, they might give a little bit more leeway to Aaron Rodgers if he says he can go, as opposed to, like a random dude on the, deep on the depth chart. But I think if Rodgers says he can play, the medical staff clears him, you put him out there, you let him play. Especially, I think him pushing to get out there against the Bears tells you a lot about what he expects to happen this offseason, and that's he won't be back.
So
you think he wants to? He's pushing to come back this week because it might be his last, or he's anticipating it being his last Bears game.
Yeah, I would expect that. You get him a bye week, feeling a little bit better. Home game against Miami, or no, they're at or home game against the Rams on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it's
wouldn't be
Miami
surprised
and
if
then
the
Vikings at
season
home
after that.
Is there a world where he wins this game against the Bears, and then just the way the chips fall during our bye week, depending on who wins and loses, like that we're out of the playoffs then, even without a win or loss from us?
I still think he's playing
Bears,
that. He's still playing that Monday night in Lambeau.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
But to go to Jude's question, does it really matter what quarterback we have? No, it doesn't.
No, it fucking doesn't. Although, I mean, to be fair, with everything that transpired on Sunday,
how are you going to defend that?
I'm not trying to defend it. All I'm saying is it's surprising that the Packers were actually in a position to be kicking an onside kick to have a chance to go and tie that game after giving up over 300 yards rushing to one of the better teams in the league on the road. Like that's kind of surprising that they were even in that position to begin with.
This is going to be such a Jimmy hypothetical, and I hate that I'm even going to ask it.
I can't wait.
If they recovered that onside kick and if they scored a touchdown, do you think Matt LaFleur would have went for 2?
Yes.
Or would he have played for the tie, took it to overtime?
No. You don't have Aaron Rodgers. Your defense can't fucking stop anybody. We have nothing to lose at this point. You go for 2.
Yeah. And then I think there is too just a weird cosmic thing where there was already 2 games that day where teams went for 2 to win or to either win or lose on the 2-point conversion. It just feels like if he was in that position with everything that happened, I think yes, he does.
All right. So I'm looking at the agenda because I'm an adult. No one has this guy as their buy around. So Jordan Love, how do we feel about him after that game? Before we get into that, do we feel confident, or is it just kind of like it's not a big enough? It's definitely still not a big enough sample size, but like, what's your emotion after that game towards Love?
I'm still baseline where I am, where I like things that I see. There's other things that I wasn't crazy about, but it's hard to compare it because we're so used to watching Aaron come out and just make the throw every single time for the last 15 years, basically. Where I think that if he could play like that and play inside the system like that, that's a good enough quarterback to win you a Super Bowl, in my mind, if you put the right pieces around him. So I'm happy with him.
I mean, I said it earlier in the season. I think this team, I mean, the way I was thinking, this team was a playoff team with him or with Aaron Rodgers. I still feel that way. However, apparently nobody else on the team wanted to make the playoffs this year. So again, I don't see a real change in the team with either of those guys in there. As far as Jordan Love just on his own goes, it was nice to see him running the offense and things being on time. We hear Matt talk about that constantly, about how this is a timing-based offense, that things have to happen in a rhythm and the right tempo. And if you watch, his throws, they were coming out when they should. He was dropping back as soon as that back foot would plant, the ball was coming. When he had to get out and scramble a little bit, I don't think Aaron Rodgers is a slow human being, and I don't think Jordan Love is exceptionally fast. But on that one play that he had to scramble on, like when he came out of the pocket, I was like, well, that's a speed I haven't seen come out of the pocket in a long time. It felt different watching him.
So his young legs.
And it was nice to see him. I mean, that throw to Randall was solid. It would have been nice if he would have held on to that one for another split second and hit Lazard. But even that, like on the move, that wasn't a bad throw that he made.
Yeah. He had that one throw to Aaron Jones where he fit it in the turkey hole there of the cover two. Yeah, like that. If guys can make those plays like Jones and like you said Cobb, like those are some of the things that change the outcome of this game.
Yeah, and that one, the bad one where that was the one Lazard turned up on, and I think that's where he saw the teaching of Aaron Rodgers of you lock on your guy. And from that thing, Jordan Love's guy appeared to be Christian Watson, because he threw that thing in the back of the end zone when he had Lazard right in front of him turning up and would have been wide open for a touchdown. But that's just coming with experience, trying to keep your eyes off of just one person while you're scrambling. So I definitely have high hopes for him. I think he's going to be good. I don't know. That's 100% fan bias in me, because in reality, nobody fucking knows. But I like to believe we're going to be in good hands when Rodgers retires or is traded to the Jets after the season.
All right, let's play that game really quick. Who are you trading Aaron Rodgers to? Where's the perfect spot to trade Aaron Rodgers to after this year?
The Jets to me.
The Jets?
We did it with Favre. You might as well do it with Rodgers. They have a great defense. They have good young wide receivers, good coach. Matt LaFleur's brother's there. Fucking send him to the Jets.
Oh, I don't care about his success afterwards.
No, I know, but I'm saying for me, like that is the
you've got to also figure he's going to have to waive his no trade clause wherever he goes.
Does he have a no trade clause?
Well, even if he doesn't have a no trade clause, you're not going to trade such a vital part of your franchise that's done so much for you guys to a shitty team. That's not something the Packers are going to do. Because how are you ever going to get another veteran to come to that team
if somebody is going to trade for him and take the bulk of that contract? And that's the thing. It's $40 million if he's gone, and it's $59 if he's here. That's 19 million reasons why Aaron Rodgers won't be here next year.
I just don't think the Packers will fuck him over like that.
If they can find somebody to take that and he will accept it, he's gone.
No, that's the thing. If he accepts it, but I don't think they'll trade him to it. Like, I don't think they'll trade him to the fucking Texans or a shitty team like that.
No, he wouldn't go there.
Yeah. Does he has a no trade clause?
I would assume so.
I don't think he does.
I don't think so.
It'd be so nice if fucking one of the producers that we've hired for this season would show up.
Lambo, can you look up if Rodgers has a no trade clause?
Since we have no producer to do.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with Kyle?
For us?
Yeah, I can be there on Wednesdays and he just can't. Piece of shit.
Look,
Peace
anybody, if you see Kyle Hoffenbecker taking heat from people in the timeline and you're like, oh man, I feel bad for Kyle. Everyone's
Don't.
always giving him shit.
Fucking
Don't. He's earned every single ounce of shit that he takes.
We're 25 minutes in. Should we jump to
Yeah.
buy round?
Let's buy around. Let's get into buy around. Jimmy, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I'm going with Elton Jenkins. He had a good game. Mainly for he hasn't been the same player he has been the last few years. Granted, he had the ACL tear, but we saw on that play where he just fucking mutilated that defensive lineman, pancaked him, slammed him to the ground, and they called a bullshit holding call, which was not holding at all. So you had a great game on Sunday. I'm going to buy you around. That was not holding. I'm glad we're seeing Elton Jenkins of the old. Also, he does not have a no trade clause.
Shout out to Katie Rappaport, as Labo named her, getting the scoop on her. Yeah, I had actually forgotten about that holding call, but now that you said it, I remembered it, and it pisses me off again.
It was so bad.
We still scored a touchdown with Aaron
Right.
Jones, so it's fine. But I'd much rather that been a Aaron Jones rushing touchdown than padding Rodgers' stat with a passing touchdown because I'm petty.
Yeah. Todd, who are you buying around for?
AJ Dillon. I think that's
That little squint.
well, I had to look at
Who
the thing, and
does
because
that?
like Jimmy, I forgot what I typed 20 minutes
I didn't
ago.
even look this time, so don't say like Jimmy. I remembered.
Like you, I forgot because you forget everything.
Correct.
It was nice to finally see him play well, to run mad again. Like that was great. That's one of the few highlights of the game.
I thought you were buying around because he's gonna be a daddy.
I didn't see that, and I don't respect that.
Wow, I don't know what that means.
Having kids is dumb.
Todd wanted him to get a vasectomy at 18.
Even earlier than that.
Yeah.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Okay.
Todd got his at 15.
It wasn't actually a vasectomy. I just let everybody I knew kick me in the nuts just repeatedly. Just lined them up and just so.
Jimmy and I had that happen too. It's called getting married. Heyo.
Don't
You
put
guys
that
have
shit on
both
me.
had
Don't put
kids
that
since
shit on
you've
me.
been married.
I haven't.
I'm kidding. If my wife is still watching, I don't think she is because I heard her phone drop on the ground in the other room. I don't think she's watching. It's a joke, Kelsey. I love you.
Dad's doesn't give a fuck
go
about
to bed.
football, so she's not watching. So we're good.
Kelsey cares a little bit about the football, but she really just only watches the show because she finds you two inexplicably hilarious. So,
Oh, thanks, Kelsey. Love you too.
yeah, she's
Dan, who
the
you
best.
buying around for?
I'm buying for the Texas Ranger himself, Quay Walker. Quay Walker, Texas Ranger.
Yeah, we got it. It wasn't good. But thanks for explaining.
I just
and
wanted to
making
make
it
sure
work.
because nobody laughed at it.
Because it
And so
wasn't.
I didn't put it
I wanted
together.
to make sure that everybody got it.
I
And
heard
it
rain.
was a-
Yeah.
That it was a before and after puzzle of Quay Walker, Texas Ranger.
I thought you meant this hockey team the whole time until
That is not a
I
hockey
said that's
team.
not funny.
That's a
That's
Rangers.
a fucking baseball team.
Rangers are not a hockey team.
The New
Not
York
Texas.
Rangers are.
That's a hockey team, right?
The New York Rangers are.
What are
The
the
Texas Rangers are a baseball team.
two sports I couldn't give a fuck about? So we're lucky I knew one of them.
Anyway, not only just the fumble recovery and near return for a touchdown, but he really has been, I think, showing some pretty great improvement over the last couple of weeks when he's taken over as the signal caller for this defense. And not just outside of that, but just like his play over the last handful, like the last half of the season here has been markedly improved since the beginning. He's all over the field. His speed is obvious, like no matter what. He did get made the fool a couple of times by Jalen Hurts, but so did fucking everybody on that defense. So I'm not going to hold that against him. Quay Walker is my buy round, the Texas Ranger himself. That's all I'm referring to.
Stop trying to make Texas Ranger happen.
It's going to happen.
I like it. Now that I know what the fuck you're talking about, I like it.
Right. See, it grows on you a little bit. Yeah. It takes a second, but it gets there. Yeah.
I like Jimmy better when he was on timeout.
Can I come back?
Yeah.
Thanks. God damn it.
Anyway, let's go to Pay the Tab.
Yep, that's the next segment.
That's the next one. Todd, who would you like to pay the tab?
Kind of you.
Let's
after
just end
that
this show.
Fucking
It
nickname.
fucking sucks. Just end it. We're done now. Sorry, Sam, for coming. We're done.
I'm gonna go with Jalen Hurts. If we're gonna let you run that much, you have to break Justin Fields' record.
Yeah.
And the fact that he didn't, like, what are you even doing out there, dude? Like, why? We're going to just let you go. We're not going to tackle you. Do you not want the record? Does personal greatness mean nothing to you? Like, fuck off.
That's the thing. You get 100 yards in the first quarter. All you needed was 79 more yards. You couldn't get that.
Against a Swiss cheese defense that does not care about tackling.
No,
I was secretly rooting for Jalen Hurts to get the record at a certain point.
I was too.
Sunday.
Yeah. I wanted all 363 yards to be Jalen Hurts. I wanted an unbeatable record. Because then anytime we face a rushing quarterback, we can always say, can't get worse, because that's not going to happen again.
Dan, what is this about?
I don't know. I don't know who Ryan Day is.
He's Ohio State's football coach. Oh, did they play Michigan this weekend?
How'd that go? Did they win?
Bro,
they lost. They won by one? No, actually, they lost by like 100. Oh, damn.
No, you know who did win by one though this week? You know who did win by one?
USA.
The United States men's team.
I can't believe we made it 30 minutes without you bringing up the World Cup. That's
honestly, I've said this before. I wish they would have just fucking lost to Iran so we wouldn't have to talk about this.
We would be talking about this regardless. Okay. I would be talking.
I am making
about Argentina and Poland squeaking in, and Mexico.
Those aren't countries.
A late goal away in stoppage time.
How do we mute
against Saudi Arabia from?
All right, I found it. All right, I'm gonna go with.
I want to hear what he has to say about this.
No, please, God, no.
Yeah, I can't. Like, Mexico won and is still eliminated. It's soccer's wild.
Score more goals, Mexico. Suck less.
All right,
so they would have built that wall. It's just a thought.
I'll step up here, I guess, and pick the ball up and continue the show. I'm having every safety not named Rudy Ford pay the tab. Amos and Savage. Hot garbage. Both of them. But mostly Savage.
How you doing, Jimmy?
That really caught me off guard.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Dan, do you want to know what worries me about Rudy Ford?
What worries you about Rudy Ford?
Is that we've seen Brian Gutekunst watch a guy have 6-8 strong games and give him a nice contract.
Right.
Darnell Savage is back next year. Amos, I think he's playing himself out of town.
Yeah.
Is Rudy Ford going to get like a 3-year, $25 million deal?
I don't know. I'm putting this up here to keep Jimmy going. No, I think your worry is valid because we've seen it happen so many times. Like Rasul Douglas is the perfect example. Like,
Yeah.
He's not very good.
You can't have.
Turns
another
out there's a
Rasul Douglas.
reason nobody wanted him on his team.
Yeah.
And
I
he
do
watched Ed
think-
Thompson fucking sign Nick Perry after one good season. He's just like, you know what? That turned out. Let's just keep doing it to people.
I do think
My therapist and I just moved on from Nick Perry, so thanks for bringing that up. Now I gotta just fucking put that back on the list here.
Kate and I haven't even gotten to that yet. We're too busy talking about you. So.
I do think that Brian Gutekunst is going to get a little bit more fiscally responsible.
Well, he can't get more fiscally irresponsible.
That's true. But I do think I think a lot of these, huge deal signings and bringing back the gang again is all just about trying to pry that window of Aaron Rodgers open one more time and damn the expense. And I think when they move on from that and once you accept the inevitability of a rebuild, I think he becomes a little bit more judicious with the spending. So that's my
great analysis
on that. Jimmy, would you like to, now that you've changed your underwear, would you like to pay the tab? Have someone pay the tab?
This caught me off guard. It's more Todd's fault than mine. Yeah, I went with Jair Alexander. He's playing fine. It's really hard to get behind the taunting and the talking shit when we're constantly fucking down. Like if we're up a score or two scores,
you want him hanging his head and just.
I don't want him hanging his head, but there's something about doing the seatbelt when you're down multiple scores that's like, cool, you stop that play, they're still up on the scoreboard. Like you can be happy, you don't have to hang your head, but also talking shit when you're down just doesn't really make sense to me because at the end of the day, you're fucking losing. He was the other one talking before about people smiling and we have a losing record. He's out there talking shit to people when we're fucking losing a game. So that doesn't make sense to me. That like you can't have it one way, not the other. Like it just.
I want him to always believe he is the best player on the field at all times and run his mouth like he is. If that's how he plays at his best, then that's what I want him to do. If you want to hear more on Jair Alexander, check out me on this week's episode of the Outback Packers podcast, where Iowa Joe and I and his boy Nick discuss this in depth.
I don't know. And to that one, Corey put it in there when he told Quay Walker to get closer to the sideline.
That was so.
And then he doesn't fucking do anything.
Doesn't
like,
block
hey,
anybody.
Get over here so I can just run next to you.
Yeah, get behind me. We got a convoy of me blocking nobody. Yeah, that was.
And then faking the injury shit. I said that on brand off topic. I fucking hate that. Lambeau booed Tennessee when they did that fake injury. We did fucking 3 of them on Sunday. That's not part of the game. Stop that. Jair flipping the fans off when you're being a fucking idiot and faking an injury. I love him. Great player.
Doesn't sound like it.
Talk shit when we're not down. I can't get behind
anti-career.
I can't get behind that stuff when we're losing. That's not what you do when you're losing.
Stick to your job, right? Don't have fun out there. Don't play like you want to.
But he's just saying it's not fun when you're losing.
Have a personality.
He just said 2 weeks ago it's not fun when you're losing. No, I don't get why people are smiling. We're losing. He's out there talking shit when you're losing.
In the midst of a game that they were being competitive in?
Losing.
Were they competitive?
We were after the first quarter.
So if they're down, if they're down by any points, no talking shit.
What is the point spread, Jimmy, that they have to be within before they are allowed to talk shit?
If we're within 1 score, fine. There was
if it's 9 points,
10 minutes that we were within 1 score.
No.
He's gonna let that marinate for.
I don't like that. I talk shit when you're down doesn't make sense. It doesn't. You're fucking losing.
Katie's right though. How did none of us pick Nixon as a buy round?
I blocked that out of any memory I have.
I would like to point out, Philly has like the worst coverage units for kick and punt return. So let's not get real excited.
Second worst. We're Packers are
That
still there.
kid is returning a touchdown, a kick for a touchdown before the end of this season. Book it.
I'll be so pissed
Book
at the
it.
Packers if we kept putting fucking Amari out there and we had this Devin Hester behind us this whole time. I'll be so mad. If this is more than a one-game wonder.
So I think I'm with you, Jimmy, in that the Packers
One game
were
wonder.
misusing-
Nixon's been doing this a couple of games now.
I know, still just come on.
I think you were right, Jimmy. I think the Packers were misusing Amari Rodgers. The Texans figured out how to use him best by not activating him. Because he's been there
Just got there.
He's been there for 2 weeks. He hasn't played a snap.
He'll get there.
Meanwhile, we've got a guy making a sack that we signed 3 days
2
before the
weeks.
game.
It's
Christian
a little bit easier.
McCaffrey scored touchdowns the week that he got traded.
Okay, but let's never compare
Well, Christian
Amari
McCaffrey got
Rodgers to
traded
Christian
because he's
McCaffrey.
good.
I'm just saying.
Also, it's easier to tell a guy, hey, contain the edge, and when it's a pass play, sack the quarterback, than learn a whole offensive playbook.
when he couldn't learn a playbook in 2 years.
Exactly. So give him some time over there. He couldn't do it 2 years here. He needs some time in Texas.
Anyway, would you guys like to bring in our guests and talk
At least
about
he's a nice guy.
talk about Bears Week?
Yeah. Let's talk about Twitter too. Just kidding. Just kidding. That's our face. Just kidding.
Jimmy is having the show of his life today.
I hate everybody. Let's just keep going.
Let's bring in our special guest this week. You know her as the owner of the dog with the biggest junk on earth. It's Sammy.
Huge-
Hello,
Huge
Sammy.
penis.
Hi, guys.
Where
Hi,
is the dog?
Sam.
He's underneath the desk.
Ah,
I'm
Your
surprised
hair's
you haven't
different
heard him
today.
yet.
It is. It's very wavy.
going with the crimples.
The what?
Crimples, yes, that's what they're called.
Crimples. They're called crimples.
I crippled my hair.
Sammy has ridges.
Jesus Christ.
Grow up, Dan.
Yeah, you don't have to be.
I'm about to
Sam.
quit podcasts too.
I said
I
that
would,
mid-show.
I would just never come on this show again. I don't know. We love
Anyway.
having you, but I don't know. It baffles me every week.
Sam, question. You
Yeah.
love to you hate Aaron Rodgers and you love Jordan Love. So how much did you enjoy the game on Sunday?
Oh my God. I was pacing back and forth in my living room, just screaming. I was so happy.
Okay,
Like,
I'm glad you added the happy. Screams could go either way.
People were so, I scream all the time. Like, that's all I do. I want everyone to read my tweets and screams. People were very underwhelmed by his performance versus the Chiefs last year, which I thought he did fine. Whatever. But I was really happy with his 1 quarter of play. I think a lot of people have changed their minds at least a little bit on him, which is all I could ask for.
But then you also have the people saying it was prevent defense. They didn't really care at that point.
And
They
those
were up
people
to
can
score.
suck my dick.
And
Okay.
they're also wrong. Prevent defense
Yeah,
isn't
it wasn't
single high
prevent.
safety.
No.
Right.
This man almost came back versus the best team in the league.
No, I thought he did great. It was
Yeah.
fantastic. And people are giving him shit of saying like, "Oh, it was all Christian Watson on that touchdown."
Oh, let Aaron Rodgers
Love-
throw a shovel
In the
pass
middle of the
to Aaron
field
Jones
on
for
time.
60 yards and a touchdown, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that's the Aaron Rodgers I know." Like, shut up.
Yeah,
Shut
if
up.
that
Let
if that
people
was so
get
easy
excited.
to do, why hasn't Rodgers done that any of these weeks?
Exactly. Well, he has a couple times, but
Thanks, Sam. No, they're all deep.
He's
They
actually-
weren't those little short ones.
He's actually thrown more touchdown passes than anyone else in the NFC, but that's
the NFC's trash. Big,
Yeah.
big trash.
Kirk Cousins is in the NFC. Thank you.
I would take 12 o'clock Kirk Cousins over Aaron Rodgers right now, and I stand by it.
Take what?
I would take 12 o'clock Kirk Cousins right now over Aaron Rodgers, and I stand by it.
Okay, I
You're
don't get that.
you
I
still
don't
have
know
to
what
have-
that-
Like
Nope.
that's a problem.
Nope,
There's
we'll
still
we'll bench him for Jordan Love any
I don't know
primetime
what
game.
any primetime game. Just
Any
bench.
primetime
Oh.
game. Shut the
Oh.
fuck up, Dan. You know what I meant.
You fuckers in the central time zone.
Oh my god. It was
It's
1 hour.
noon.
Just
Okay,
Why would you
Walker.
say
Just
12?
subtract.
fuck outta
You
here.
dumb piece of shit.
Noon. No one calls it 12 o'clock. It's noon or it's midnight. No
You
one
said
says
12 o'clock
12.
game.
Yeah,
I haven't commit murder before, Dan, but you're getting really close to pushing me to it.
Jimmy's one step closer to the edge, and he's
Yeah,
about to break.
I'm.
Fuck it, break.
He was about to Jeffrey Dahmer you.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the Bears.
Let's talk about the Bears. Who are we going to see at quarterback this week?
Unfortunately, I think we're going to see Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I meant for the Bears.
Oh, probably Justin Fields. He practiced
You
today
think?
a
Yeah.
little.
I think it's Fields. I think they just brought on Boyle to be his backup.
He separated his shoulder.
His left one. He doesn't fucking need it.
He doesn't need to cut the whole arm off.
Yeah. Despite his appearance. I don't see how you play Justin Fields at this point.
I mean,
you're
they
the
do.
Bears.
They have a lot more to lose by playing an injured quarterback because he's
Right.
young, and you don't want to make that worse. But
Unless they don't
Right.
trust him yet for the future, because they're going to have a high draft pick.
They trust him. They trust him for the future.
I
I
want.
think right now they
I
have
want
the
Nate
number two
Peterman.
pick.
I do too. He was on my practice squad fantasy team.
Okay, but on the flip side, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers starting on Sunday,
Yes.
right? There's
Unfortunately,
as much as Sammy and I, the twin co-presidents of the We Hate Aaron Rodgers fan club, he's going to be starting on Sunday.
yes, he said he was starting on Sunday.
He's starting to sound real delusional though. Like, and they're just letting him.
Starting to?
That's true.
Oh, so you think
I don't know.
you
He made
think
the
Chetco
9/11
can melt
thing.
steel beam, Sam? Is that what you're saying right now?
I'm saying, do your own
Please
research.
don't do this. I saw your tweets.
All I know is there's 3,000 people in Fiji right now hanging out.
Well, I'm not saying all of that.
Stop.
Too far. I took it a step too far. My fault, guys.
Jimmy, I'm taking down what the episode is called. This episode is going to be called Lombardi's Bar, taking it one step too far.
Honestly, this is what happens when the Packers are playing this bad. I just don't even want to talk about them. I'd rather
Yeah.
talk about 9/11 conspiracies.
Yeah, if this team continues in this downward trajectory, like this show could be in a really. I'm actually kind of excited to see where this show can go in the next couple of years.
And the shackles are off at that point. We are no longer.
You think
committed.
there's shackles involved right now?
I think we at least wanted to follow a certain truth of talking about football as much as possible, and sometimes we went off the rails about killing babies and
You did
other-
that. Don't put that on
Sam,
me.
He brought up a MASH episode where they killed the baby, but he told
You've seen
everyone it was a
MASH,
chicken.
right, Sammy?
No,
I watched a few episodes in a psychology class in high school, but that
They
was
had to.
That was probably
with
the
chicken
episode.
with the chicken, and they kill the chicken, but it turns out the chicken wasn't a chicken; it was a baby.
how do you make that mistake?
Because
I don't
It
know.
tastes the same.
because they were hiding from the Viet Cong, and Radar or Hawkeye was with this group of people, and the one woman had a chicken, and the chicken wouldn't shut up, so she smothered the chicken so they wouldn't find her. But then through therapy, Hawkeye realized that he tricked his
You know
brain.
what, Dan? This was the episode that we watched in high school.
Right. He tricked the trauma, tricked his brain into thinking it was a chicken and not a baby.
I just don't like that Dan skipped over what Todd said just to go on with.
I
that
missed
story.
it. I missed what Todd said. What did
You
Todd
don't
say?
need to hear what he said.
Yeah, I don't
no, let's
remember.
never repeat that again. On air.
Oh,
off
that's
air.
right. Corey's correct. MASH was the Korean War, not the Vietnam War.
Yeah, get your
I
shit
apologize.
straight, man. Do you even watch MASH?
Too.
I'm pretty sure that's the only episode of MASH I've ever seen.
Probably in a psychology class.
I had to relive that again. 2 seasons later, we're still fucking talking
I
about
was-
the dead baby.
I was
on Matt.
about to blame one of you for bringing it up before I realized that it was me.
Yeah, you
It's
fucking
me.
brought up the baby.
I'm the problem. It's me.
Okay, Taylor.
Would you guys like to go to some bar bets for Sunday's game
Yeah, let's
against
end
the
the show.
Bears?
Please.
As long as we get to end the show when we're done with it.
Yeah.
I promise. Just like a chicken, I'm
Just
take
get to
this
the goddamn bar bets.
The Packers cover 4.5 point spread.
Current spread right now is Packers favored by 4.5 on the road against this Bears team. Will they cover 4.5 point spread, Jimmy?
Yes, we'll win by a touchdown because it's the Bears and they are worse than us. And I think if Justin Fields starts the game, he won't finish the game. So I'm going to go yes. 5 Bakhtiaris.
Okay. Todd?
5 Bakhtiaris. Yes. In fact, you can double it, and I'll still take 5 Bakhtiaris.
Well, that's
Double the
silly.
spread.
That is silly. We did not beat them
Okay.
by that much last time.
I just
And
got a
that they
feeling.
were a much worse team.
I got a
And
feeling
we were a better team.
our offense just played great, and they have nobody that's playing on defense for them.
But if Justin Fields plays, he
Don't
could
care.
break his 170-yard
record.
mark he just made a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Okay.
Who's it?
Sammy?
I think they're going to win by 2 scores. 5 Bakhtiaris. I understand how bad the Packers are, but I know how bad the Bears are. And we have Christian Watson now, who just like,
We had Christian Watson.
yeah, but he was like a different Christian Watson.
Okay.
He can't be stopped now.
Still cute.
I'll agree. I think I'm not gonna go like Todd. I don't think it's a 10-point win or anything. But I will say they win by at least more than 4. They'll cover the spread. 5. Speaking of quarterbacks, will Aaron Rodgers throw more than 20 times on Sunday? A lot of mitigating factors. Will he play the whole entire game? Will they be run first? Sammy, how do you see it going? Which way do you go?
No, he's going to throw like 14 times. I think it's going to be a lot of Aaron Jones this week. AJ Dillon might help out. He was all of a sudden good again. So yeah. 4 Bakhtiaris.
4 Bakhtiaris.
He was
All right.
all suddenly good again.
He was. He had what? Like 98 yards or something?
I don't know.
I blacked
Something
the
like
game
that.
out of my mind.
Except for the quarter Jordan Love. was in.
Except for Jordan Love,
Yep.
yes.
Right.
Smart.
Todd, what about you?
5 Bakhtiaris, yes. I see him checking out of a lot of runs to throw and making this game a lot about himself.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
The only kind
Todd is here. Todd believes this is Aaron Rodgers' swan song for his entire career.
See, I'm following Todd on that. And that's the reason why, if this is his last Bears game, he's going to go out on his I own you shtick and make him the reason that they win the game. So I'm going to say he definitely throws it over 20 times. 5 Bakhtiaris.
Okay. I'm going to go with Sammy. I think it's under. I think it's under 20 times. I think he throws it under 20 times, and I think that it's because a lot of his pass plays are big, huge gainers to Christian Watson, and so they don't have to run as many plays. And so he still gets the credit for throwing the ball around like a champ, but he doesn't do it as often. So I'm going to say 5 Bakhtiaris under 20 throws on Sunday. And finally, speaking of Christian Watson, over under 1.5 touchdown catches on Sunday. 1 touchdown last week, 2 the week before, 3 against Dallas. 3 weeks now, 6 touchdowns. How does he do this week?
Yep, 6.
Under
Thank
5
you.
Bakhtiaris.
Jimmy says under 5 Bakhtiaris.
Mhm.
Are you gonna? Do you say he at least has 1 and keeps the streak alive?
No, he's gonna go in the progression of the numbers 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay.
Science.
Confirming.
Yep, that's right. That checks out.
Thank you.
I'm a numbers
Sammy.
guy.
I think he gets 1, but I don't think he gets more than 1. 5 Bakhtiaris.
Okay. And Todd?
5 Bakhtiaris over.
Okay. I will go with Todd. I say 5 Bakhtiaris over. I think this is the Christian Watson I own you game.
Except
For
Rodgers
Chicago.
only throws under 20 times.
Yes.
But they're all the Christian Watson.
They're all Christian Watson, and they're all touchdowns.
Literally 2 of them would need to be touchdowns to Christian Watson, Jimmy. That's
all he's gonna throw.
But I took the over on that, so
Okay.
Jimmy was an educator at one point.
Well, I'm just saying
You can-
what I said makes sense. Fuck off, you guys. I understand you get 2 touchdowns under 20 passes. I'm just saying it's less likely when you're only throwing 20 passes.
Oh,
I said he's going to throw more than 20 passes.
I know
So-
Dan didn't though.
Well, then don't even.
I didn't
discuss
say
it.
anything
Don't,
about
don't
you,
discuss
Todd.
it while
I
I'm here.
literally
Don't talk about
said
it while
my
I'm here.
comment to
Don't
Dan.
talk about it while I'm here.
You dumb fuck.
Rude.
You can follow the show at Lombardi's Bar on Twitter. Follow the network at Game On. Oh shit! Is it Game On Wisconsin or Game On WI on Twitter?
I don't look at
Game
it.
on
You'll find it. It's Game On WI. Follow Game On WI on Twitter. If you're not doing so already, subscribe on the YouTube channel so you get notified every time we go live. Follow us on Facebook as well. We go live over there as well. Me, Jimmy, and Todd, all of our handles are right there in the little yellow bubbles. Sammy, do you want to let people know where they can find you? If you would like people to find
No,
you.
I don't. So I'm not going to give out my Twitter handle.
Fair enough.
We are going to have a new episode of Last Call Lambo this week. We took 2 weeks off because Erin almost died of an illness. She didn't almost die. She's fine. Friday. Comes out Friday on the Game On Wisconsin.
Looking forward to it.
Podcast feed.
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to give him your Twitter?
I am 100% sure.
No fucking
I would rather
chance.
die.
Grow up, Sam.
Be better, Twitter.
No,
Tell Benny I said what's up.
I will.
Anyway, for producer Nick back home, for Todd, for Jimmy, for our special guest Sammy, Dan, your bartender here, saying cheers. And as always, go Pack Go.